Greetings, Greywitch here. So today I wanted to talk about my 5 favorite supercars. So we can go ahead and get this started up. Alright. Now this first one right here is the Vapid Bullet. Now this one's pretty cheap. It's going to set you back $155,000. And is based on the Ford GT. Now this vehicle, pretty much the way you see it is the way it comes. The only customization mods for it is pretty much paint and tires. And this vehicle is also the second slowest vehicle in the game, only beating out the Voltic. So you have to keep that in mind. But all in all, it's a pretty cool car. Besides being cheap, it's one of the only supercars that's the closest to being a muscle car, which is a big plus for me, because I really dig the classic look of this car. And besides being more suited to racing sports cars than supercars, it actually performs quite well. So if you're looking for a cheap vehicle that does pretty good, this might be something you're looking for. You can still win races, because remember, it's not always the speed of the car, it's the way that the driver drives. So keep that in mind. Now next up is the Grotti Turismo R. Now this vehicle is going to set you back 500,000 bucks, so it's a little bit more expensive, but definitely worth it. Now this vehicle is based on the LaFerrari, and for the price is one of the best supercars that you can get. For $500,000 you really can't go wrong with this supercar. It has great top end, great acceleration, handling's pretty decent. The only real downside to it is how low to the ground it is, because it can get caught on curbs and stuff like that. I've had it catch on just curbs and races and stuff and flip me and make me crash and stuff like that. But all in all, a very good performing car, and it can keep up with some of these newer cars that we've got and have some of these ridiculous speeds, and it's really good in turns. It's an awesome all-around car, and some of the custom mods for it are pretty basic, but it does make the car look pretty awesome, and for the money you can't beat it. Next up is the Overflod Entity. I think that's how you pronounce it, not sure. A bit more expensive at 1.9, but this one's a pretty cool car, and I really dig this one. Now this one's based on the Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus SCG. If I got that all out pronounced correctly, I have no idea. But out of all of the Overflod cars, this one is my favorite. It has a real firm suspension, good top end. This is my supercar for long stretch races. Anything that's got long bits of race without too many turns and corners and stuff like that, this is the vehicle I'm going to go with. The top end on it's perfect for what I need it, and it's got the stability at high end speeds that I don't have to worry about just a tiny touching of the steering wheel is going to cause me to go all chaotic and crazy like some of these other cars can. So all in all, I really dig this car. Customization mods are, there's a few in there that are pretty cool, but most of it's just kind of basic. So other than that, it's a pretty all around decent car, and I dig it. This one's the Pegassi Tempesta. Now this one sets you back $1.3 million, so it's not as expensive, but still over the $1 million mark. Now this one is based on the Lamborghini Huracan, and you've got to have a Lamborghini in your car garage. If you're going to have supercars, you got to have one of these. And this is my favorite out of all of the Lamborghini type cars that we have in here. It's got great top end, great acceleration, pretty much all around everything is right where it needs to be. It can be a little bit slippery in the tail end, but other than that, I really dig it. The customization mods for it are pretty awesome. There's quite a bit of stuff you can do to it. It's got a good color scheme, but mostly the performance on it's pretty awesome. So this is one that I enjoy racing a lot. It's one that I just recently picked up, so I'm still getting used to it, but I really do dig this one a lot. And it's closely becoming one of my favorite ones to drive, mainly off-road and, off racetrack and on racetracks. And finally, the Dewbauchee Vagner. This one's going to set you back $1.5 million, and this one is based on the Aston Martin Valkyrie. And this one right now is my #1 supercar for racing. I just love it. It has great acceleration, great top end. It's great on short tracks, long tracks, quick turns, you name it. This one for me is my favorite of all the supercars. if there was actually one car that I could just keep out of the entire game, it would probably be this one, because it's just the one that performs the best for me for racing. Now, for street vehicles, it'd be completely different. I have to go with a muscle car or something like that. But for racing vehicles, this one is my favorite one for that. And since you can only really get into supercar races for some reason right now, this is the one I've been racing the most. So this one is pretty much my favorite. Alright, well, this is Grey Witch. I hope this video helped you out, and I hope you enjoyed checking out my supercars. So I will see you next time. Peace!